We got it. Let me make sure. There we go. All right. Hi. How is everybody? Welcome to the weekend, the end of the weekend. Thanks for joining me. I hope we can spend a few minutes just relaxing, talking about some new things, and just unwinding before we start the new week. Full on craziness, full time, the whole bit. So I have just two things to share with you today. One was a result of a conversation that I had with my dear friend yesterday on the phone about crafting. And the second thing, it kind of evolved from one of my one of my Amazon boxes, which is packaging and wrapping. Hi, Mike. So I wanted to show you a couple things that I really enjoy that I have in that box. And I decided the other day that all the things that I make, and I don't sell anything, so all the things that I make, starting to stockpile, I was going to put them all in their nice, neat packaging, and I thought, I think I kind of want it on display so that I can see it myself, and somebody's birthday comes, I really want to feel like it was a high-quality gift. So I bought, I know, it's kind of crazy, but I bought this little rack for myself to display the things that I made, that I have finished, and I just wanted to share that with you. So let me go over this way and go down a little bit. It is a cute little wood rack. Oh, hold on, let me take these off. And it has a base, right? It's attached to a base. And then it has these removable hooks here. So you can put as many or as few as you want. And so I put a couple together. I got these really cute cards for my barrettes that I put my sticker in the middle. But you see, they kind of go through there, put them in there. And then when I go to give it to someone, I'll put it in a cellophane bag and stick it in the mail. But I have barrettes on here on cards. I love those, by the way. And the other thing that I was thinking is I could bring this to work one day and just let people pick things, like if it's somebody's birthday or whatever. Look at the cards. They're adorable. Okay. So I have barrettes on those. Check this out. Okay, you saw the other day, last weekend, the bracelets. Look. So I have these little cards. They wrap around the bracelet and they hold the bracelet. Come on. I love that. These are awesome. I mean, so when I saw how cute the cards are, I was like, I need somewhere to hang them. Here we go. So here. So I put those on cards. I'm actually just started doing this. I asked how the weather was when you join the room. The reason I ask is because everything is so hot and humid around here that even these little cards, check this out. Even these little cards, the stickiness is unsticking because it's so humid. And I do have a dehumidifier running down here, but it's not helping. But anyway, they look super cute. I might have to reinforce those, but what are you going to do? I think they were only like $5. And I got like 150 of them, 200 of them. But also fits my handmade little sticker there perfectly. So I love this little rack. Today I don't have any depth perception. So see the bracelets, how they're hanging on there? Come on. That's awesome. Save those. And then you have the barrettes. These are the little things that go on top of Stanley's, right? It goes around the straw in a Stanley. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to wrap those and what I'm going to do with them. And these are the Stanley lids, but they have their own holes. So I gave them their own hooks. Oh, sorry. Right? I mean, how cute is that? Okay. And then I had already had these. You're probably familiar with these. The leftover resin earrings. And, you know, you put the backings on. I started putting them on cards, going the wrong direction. And then I also put these in a cellophane bag when I'm done. And so I put the little sticker on the card. I was putting it on the bag, but no, now I'm going to put it on the card. and then I can keep those hanging there and have all different colors. And by the way, like these are the things that I mail out too when somebody wants something. So I love being able to see it on display to see what's finished. And then I love these bags. This is a keychain that I finished on the 4th of July party, so I brought all the keychains with me. I made some myself, of course. I'm not going to sit there and not do crafts. Everybody's doing crafts. But I love that they have holes in that also. And then you have the whole lip gloss one with the lip gloss charm on it. Fantastic. So anyway, I just thought that what a way to keep my items displayed for myself. I don't take them to craft shows or anything like that. And, you know, when you craft, you're doing it for your own self and your own satisfaction. And like I said, I wanted to feel like it was gift worthy and that I was giving something nice. And I really love the idea of taking it off my own shelf. Oh, hi, Pat. Oh, I saw a couple people in there. I was wondering if you were there. Check out this rack I got. I don't know if you have been seeing my little demonstration, but I put barrettes on barrette cards. I'm going to start dropping stuff. Barrettes on barrette cards. Bracelets on bracelet cards that look like this. Now, no, I'm not selling them, but that looks pretty stinking cute. And somebody comes over and I want to give them a present, I'll be like, hey, pick your present. Pick some off my off my shelf. I had this one. This was the first one that I ever revealed, and I thought I left out a sticker for you to see how it worked, but obviously you can see how it works. It goes around the back. It's so humid though, the stickiness is coming apart. Anyway, I thought that was cute. I'm gonna put that upstairs, maybe in my dining room or on my window. I have a big window there, and people can pick their own things. I love it. It's configurable, and if the mood does strike me and I want to take stuff to a sale at some point, I have one little rack done, right? But anyway, I don't do sales yet, so there we go. Here's my little rack, display rack. I love it. It was a couple of dollars. I don't even know if it was $20. But these come off. They give you like 5 per row. I think I have 25 of those hooks. I'm never going to use 25 of them. Maybe I will. So, okay. Anyway, that was my little, what I bought this week thing. All right, I'm going to move this to the side and show you what I brought here for tonight. Was talking to my girlfriend, Kathy, who is coming over next weekend or the following weekend. And she told me, I don't know if Kathy's here, she has a really good supplier for stainless steel supplies. So, for instance, she gets a lot of these cups and she wants to put something on it. And she was talking about vinyl and whatnot. And I said, oh, I have a great solution for etching this stainless. So I brought that product here today so that you could see it. Hi, Sherry. Nice to see you. Okay, so here's the product. The product, it's going to look really horrible because I have, hold on. Mine is old and it is, it gets really, when it hits the air, it gets really ugly. So this is called ferric chloride. And you don't want to get it on your skin. It is an etching solution, so it is pretty erosive. So I never got it on my skin. I don't want to risk it, but it looks like this. And anything that's been out on the top kind of turns corrosive like that. But there it is. It's ferric chloride. And then you use that, and you use baking soda, which I long ago transferred into a mason jar. So this is baking soda. So what you do is you take your Cricut and you cut out a pattern. You can't see what that is. This is a knitting line because I'm going to make one for my friends who are coming. You pull out all the words and you adhere it to a stainless surface. So what I did, even though Kathleen's talking about wanting to do these on stainless cups, I got these choppers at the dollar store, and they're really, really easy to learn on because they're totally flat. sometimes when you start doing around the curve of a cup, you know, you can't get the vinyl all the way flat. And if you end up with a bubble and this goes under the bubble, then your words kind of spread out and they just don't look really, really clean and really tight. So I start until when I do a lesson, I will start to teach on a flat piece. So these are choppers. They come from the dollar store. I don't know. They're just, you can see they have little measures on there. I guess it's probably for bread or something. They're not sharp, but they're flat. They're flat stainless. They're perfect. So we have a shower going on at my work at some point in the near future for a bride. So what I did was I did a just married pattern and I weeded out all the words, right? And I left the words on there, took my transfer paper and rubbed it flat onto the stainless surface. I did treat this surface with alcohol first. I just cleaned it all off. Mostly any surface that before you put anything on it, to make sure that there's no debris, especially when you're using sticky stuff and all. You just want to clean it with alcohol. So I cleaned it with alcohol. I printed out a thing on my Cricut. I weeded out all the letters and I transferred it onto here. So when you get your transfer tape, put it on there. Let's see if I can get it off without leaving the letters behind. I'm going to weed off the letter. I'm going to take off the transfer tape. So just give me 2 seconds. Don't go anywhere. So what's happening is the little E is... the letter E, the center of the E moved. Hang on 1 second. And then I'll show it to you. Of course it did. Because why wouldn't it? Okay. Oh, it doesn't matter. And you know it says just married. So I took off the transfer tape. It says just married. Put that on there. You take the ferric acid, and I'm going to talk you through it once, and I'm just going to explain it because I actually have samples lined up here that I did it in parts, but I'm going to also do one. You take this item. You take your ferric acid. I got everything on the floor. This is what it looks like when it comes out of the container. I didn't want to pour it in case I spilled it on camera or anything like that, so I already put it in a little cup. This is what the ferric chloride looks like. It's really dark orange. And this is the chopper that I got, or the scraper that I got from the dollar store. So you just slide this thing off, and you have a nice piece of stainless that you can use. Okay. You take a cotton ball. I'm going to stand up here. I'm going to put this down. And you basically paint wherever there's an opening, and make sure you don't get all the way to the edge, because wherever it touches on the silver, it is gonna remove the shininess of it. Right. So see what I'm doing there? See how I'm coloring that yellow? Let me just make sure I touch it all. You can't really see it working. But as long as you make it all yellow, it should come out just fine by the time we're done. And like I said, you're going to have to watch out for those edges, because if you get it past the edge, it is going to change the color of beyond your paper. The other thing you can do is, tape around it with painting tape so that you don't leak further out. I can't tell what's turning and what's not. I can a little bit, actually. The light from the computer is showing me what's turning and what's not. Uh-oh, I got it on there. So it doesn't, it doesn't really change until, it's probably going to leak there. If I can get it off. We'll see if that salvages it or not. But you see what I'm doing here? You see this is turning gray, because I'm kind of removing that shininess from the piece. Now, this is really durable. It does not, it's food safe, so you can use it on food. It doesn't rust, so you're not exposing like metal that then degrades the item so it doesn't rust. I've made these a bunch of times for a bunch of people. All right, so there's that. I'm going to let that sit. And what I'm going to do next is make sure it's enough. That looks pretty good. And then I'm going to put baking soda on this. This is just baking soda, so you're good to touch it. And as you do that, the ferric acid color, or ferric chloride, will start to turn colors. So you'll know that it's having its chemical reaction and it's going to stop turning the metal. So it's all turning red. It was yellow when I put it on. My poor computer probably has so much goofy between glitter and this. So much stuff in it. See what I'm doing there? And again, you can do this on any stainless surface. You don't have to use something that you cut out on the Cricut, right? You can get a stencil from Michael's, as long as it sticks on there. You can just do, thanks, Mike. Thanks for the stars. You can just do tape, right? So you can take the cup and you can do tape and you can do lines or patterns or anything that you can kind of configure on here. It just so happens the Cricut vinyl is very sticky and it works out perfectly. All right. So here's what I did. This is one that I already started, so and I know that it already reacted. It doesn't have to sit for any long period of time. You just have to put it on there and then wash it. But I wanted to make sure that I had one to show that I already started in case the one I'm doing live didn't show up. So I already started that. And then you're going to wash this off. Now, I don't have running water in this room, but I did bring a bucket, so I'm just going to rinse off the, oh gosh, I'm just going to rinse this off. To baking soda. All right, so you'll see that. I'm going to put it over my keyboard. Now, it's not a color, but that's the powder. I got to wipe the powder off. At least I know it's working, huh? And wherever the baking soda was, it changed this. I'm going to wash it. Now, Kathleen's, I made one for Kathy because she was the one who was doing, see what's happening there? She was the one who's doing the project if she likes it, or after she came to visit. You're going to wash that off, and then you're going to peel off the Cricut vinyl. And there you go. You've etched that right into the stainless steel. Now, I made Kathy the tragedy and comedy mask for theater, and one of the eyes fell off when I was doing it, so I filled in the eye by accident. But you get the idea, right? See that? Isn't that cool? Come on. And it's flat onto the surface. Let me just rinse it. Everything's stuck in my hand. That's fun. That's very cool. I have, I've done, you can really see that, right? That looks good. But you can see it, one of the eyes fell off from when I was weeding. Well, what are you going to do? And then I could even go back and put her name on it, like underneath, print her name out, or put her name on the back. It's really, really nice to work on a flat piece of stainless like that. And from the, you turn this, a dollar store item into a great gift by customizing it for someone. The other thing to note is that I went off of the Cricut here on the right, I mean on the left, whatever side it is on the camera, right there. And I changed that color a little bit. I did wipe it off with alcohol, but not before it managed to like leave a little mark. But that's okay. That's fine. But yeah, super fun, right? Now I have also done the spatulas. They have metal spatulas there, and on the spatula part, I put "You're flippin' awesome" and I put all the letters on there. Do the etch the whole thing, and it says "You're flippin' awesome" and put the name on there. So artwork for like specific, it has to be, for me anyway, it has to have not a lot of detail. So see how big that those pieces are. And if you start doing tiny words, it can get a little messy. You miss the dot on an I, the cross of a T, because they move around. It gets pretty wet when you're putting that ferric acid on it, and then you're cleaning it, whatever. But they really come out awesome. They're adorable. So let me get back to the Just Married one, see how that one came out. So you'll recall, here's where we were on that one. We had the baking soda on it. I'm going to go rinse that. I like my bucket, by the way. It's like a foldable bucket. It unfolds, folds. All right, here's where I am right now. So it started to turn color, so let's see how the detail looks for this one. Sorry, it's really wet. Not that my keyboard doesn't want to get also wet. Here you go. See how we peel off the Cricut stuff. Yeah, let's see what we got. Oh, what do you see? Here. Oh man, that's good. That came out really good. All right. There's a lot of little pieces in here in these words I gotta get out. The rings. Little rings. The heart. The S. Look at that. Oh, it's fantastic. So this is, we're having a work baby shower, so we'll have a bunch of things that, I'll make a couple things, make like a basket of custom stuff or something. All right, and then I have to go back and clean it because I'm really being fast here. But you'll want to wash the whole thing, and let me see what I got. There we go. I'm just trying to make sure I get it. Look at that. All right. I'm happy. But I mean, when you're talking a one color, right? A one color etching, stainless, and this stuff is fantastic. I just realized I don't have this stuff. I don't have this stuff listed on my Facebook page. Why do I keep saying that? On my Amazon page. So I will put this up there so that you can see it and take a look at it, and if you want to order it or whatever, and if you want to try it. But you can get really, really cute stainless items at dollar store and glow those up. Look, I'm not even kidding. Glow them up. So then I'll probably wash this. I'm getting it all smeared. Not the project smeary, but the metal all smeared with the alcohol. But I have to wash them in the sink. I mean, like with real running water instead of my foldable bucket here. So yeah, that's how you use ferric acid, or what is it called? Ferric chloride. I always call it ferric acid. I don't know if it's really acid, but certainly works like acid. They're terrific. So anyway, never washes off, never peels off. You basically etch it into the metal. You can use these. These are great. I got these on Amazon. I think I got a dozen of them, maybe even 24. They were not that expensive. They were not as cheap as the dollar store, but I like the lids. The lids also close. But you can do anything that is metal. This will work on. The other thing that you can do, and I don't really go into Cricut stuff a whole lot, but you can put these in your Cricut, and if you have an etching blade, you can have metal pieces get etched. So for the same pattern, I have put it in my Cricut on a flipper and have the name get etched with an engraving blade right directly onto the product. Right? 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I mean, I guess I personally run a much bigger risk of trying to engrave it on my Cricut because it'll move and all that kinds of craziness. But I have used my engraving blade quite a bit on my Cricut, and I get little keychains. They're way easier the smaller the piece is. Flippers are fine. This would be fine because it's flat. Also, the keychain is flat, but I can also tape it right onto the mat. And then you can just engrave somebody's name. I have we appreciate you and everything you do and all your talent or something like that. And then when it's somebody's anniversary at work, on the flip side, I will put like the year, how many years they've been there. It's just a small engraving job. But you can use your Cricut for engraving. So I've done that. But my girlfriend, Allison, had taught me about this. I think it comes out great. If you're just popping in now, we just did etching on stainless steel with ferric chloride. That's pretty cute. Come on. Any comments? Anybody? Hi, Kathy. Look what I did. Look what I did for you. I was doing stainless steel. We were just talking about you. Anybody have any questions? Sherry, I want to say everybody I know has gotten something that I exchanged Christmas gifts with, has gotten something on stainless. I hear laughing upstairs. Something going on. Sorry, I got sidetracked. I'm trying to see if I can read the actual sentences. So Sherry, what I was saying is I think everyone has gotten flippers that say Flippin' Awesome in their name, and then like Sherry's Kitchen, Kathy's Kitchen, whatever. I think everybody's gotten these. So they're super easy if you're careful. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention, so these are dollar store choppers, but also the vinyl I used was from the dollar store. I am not using $12.99 Cricut vinyl to make an item for, on a dollar store item. So this vinyl is from the dollar store. I have a ton of these rolls. One time they had a sale at the dollar store, 4 for $1. This was like after Christmas, and I ended up with like 40 rolls. Yes, I said 40. They were a quarter piece. So I don't feel bad then using them on projects like this where the whole thing's just going to get peeled off and chucked anyway. So if you're just joining us, we were doing some ferric chloride. We're staining stainless steel. I'm sorry, etching stainless steel. So I was saying you can use a number of surfaces. And here, look, you can even see there's my little basket of these. I keep a supply just in case I need a quick present, put somebody's name on it. And also the flippers are back there on that shelf. All right, so that was it. I just wanted to show you that. Kathy, don't forget to bring your, whatever it is you want to put things on. We can try that ferric stuff when I see you in 2 weeks. Anybody else wants to try it, I will put the product in my Amazon box. I'll make a new box. No, I'll put it in my Cricut box, in my Cricut Amazon box. Like it's vinyl, Cricut heat transfer vinyl or something like that. I'll put this in there too because you use it with vinyl or you use it with stencils. Anybody has any questions? If you leave them and I didn't see them, or you leave them after this has been recorded, I'll answer here and I'll definitely get back to you. So thank you so much for spending 30 minutes with me tonight. And I am not having a live next weekend. Have lots of company. And we will be on the road doing some fun things, to which hopefully I will be recording and sending you some creative ideas from that. So have a great week, and I will see you online. Thank you. Take care. Bye.